Hello everyone, I Soumyashri Vaitla and my friend Meghana Vatakuti would like to present on virtualization technology. Let's now see the basic outlines for the virtualization technology. This presentation covers background on traditional server deployment models and its challenges. Then we discuss on what is virtualization, types of virtualization and the roles of hypervisor. And we'll see about the VMware and the components of VMware virtualization. This picture gives us a high-level view of traditional deployment models where each application is assigned a dedicated hardware resource. Each application runs on dedicated hardware. If you look at the overall deployment for a large-scale enterprise, it would have tons of servers stacked, each performing one specific task. The only problem with dedicated server is the average utilization for most of these applications or servers would be under 15%. This is a lot of expense towards power, cooling and in maintenance costs. Also, each application runs on different operating systems and hence configuring and maintaining server is tedious. This gives us an idea on the inefficiencies with running custom individual servers per application. This may lead to high costs and infrastructure needs. This is the solution for virtualization. Virtualization was the technology shift to address most of the concerns listed in the previous slides. Now we will see about what is virtualization. Virtualization is a technology that transforms hardware into software. Virtualization allows to run multiple operating systems as virtual machines. Each copy of an operating system is installed to a virtual machine. Now let's see the advantages of virtualization. It reduces the number of physical machines. It makes better use of existing capacity. The isolate environments but share hardware. Virtualized networks and SAN interfaces to reduce infrastructure needs. Ultimately, it saves on maintenance and leases. This is the example for cost reduction. Virtualization provides a kind of a framework where in multiple applications run on a common platform, not interfering with each other. This allows for ease of maintenance and thereby cost may be reduced. Now we'll see the types of virtualization. There are three types: full virtualization, para-virtualization, operating systems virtualization. Full virtualization. Virtualization technique used to provide a certain kind of virtual machine environment, namely one that is a complete simulation of the underlying hardware. Virtual machine provides an abstraction identical to a physical machine so that standard operating systems can run just as they would on physical hardware with no modifications. Now, this figure shows us the physical machine and virtual machine. In physical machine, we have a single operating system which runs on the x86 architecture, and in virtual machine multiple operating systems runs on the VMware virtualization machine. Virtualization machine is very flexible with its hardware. We can easily add or reduce the server's memory, add or remove a process, add a virtual disk or increase an existing disk size by shutting the virtual machine down and changing its settings. Manageability of virtual servers is also easier because we can easily connect to server's console. Now we'll see about the hypervisor. Full virtualization uses a special kind of software called hypervisor. The hypervisor interacts directly with the physical server's CPU and disk space. It serves as a platform for the virtual server's operating systems. It is a computing layer which allows multiple operating systems to run on a host computer at the same time. Originally, it is developed in the 1970s by IBM. It is also known as VMware, which is called as Virtual Machine Monitor. Hypervisor. This is the conceptual diagram of typical server configuration without virtualization. The operating system writes directly over the hardware and has full controls on the server parameters like RAM, CPU, etc. This picture shows the role of the hypervisor in supporting guest operating systems on a single machine. You can see there is a layer between the hardware and the operating systems, which provides abstraction layer known as the hypervisor. The hypervisor acts like a control for multiple applications accessing the system's parameters at the same time. So no application is starved of resources. For that matter, the operating systems don't know that there is a hypervisor layer to get to the hardware. Para-virtualization is a virtualization technique that presents a software interface to virtual machines that is similar but not identical to that of the underlying hardware. The guest servers in a para-virtualization system are aware of one another. This picture shows the para-virtualization. Operating system level virtualization. An operating system level virtualization approach does not use a hypervisor at all. This virtualization capability is a part of the host operating system, which performs all the functions of a fully virtualized hypervisor. This picture shows the operating system virtualization. From now on, my friend Meghna Vatikuti would like to continue rest of the topic.
Till now, we saw about what is virtualization and types of virtualization. Now, we will discuss about VMware. VMware is a software-based company that provides cloud and virtualization software and services. VMware is the first company to successfully virtualize the x86 architecture. VMware is founded in 1998. VMware is based in Palo Alto, California. VMware developed a range of products, most notable of which are their hypervisors. VMware provides a completely virtualized set of hardware to the guest operating system. VMware virtualizes the hardware for a video adapter, a network adapter, and hard disk adapters. The host provides pass-through drivers for guest USB, serial, and parallel devices. This helps VMware virtual machines to become highly portable between computers because every host looks nearly identical to the guest. This figure shows an analogy between computer and network virtualization. Now let's see about the components of VMware virtualization. VMware vSphere Distributed Switch, VMware vSphere Logical Network, VMware vCloud Networking and Security Edge, VMware vCloud Networking and Security Manager, VMware vCloud Director, and VMware vCloud Server. This picture shows about VMware solution components. Now let us see about VMware vSphere Distributed Switch. Various abstracts the physical network and provides access level switching in vSphere hypervisor. It is central to network virtualization because it enables logical networks that are independent of physical constructs such as VLAN. VDS facilitates massive scale with support for up to 500 physical ports. Multiple features such as port mirroring, net flow, configuration backup, and restore, network health check, QoS, and so on provide a comprehensive tool for traffic management, monitoring, and troubleshooting within a virtual network. Now we will see about VMware vSphere Logical Network. VMware Network Virtualization is built using Virtual Extensible Local Area Network overlay networking technology, an industry standard that VMware developed jointly with major networking vendors. Logical network enables the following capabilities. Creation over existing IP networks of a flexible logical layer to overlay network that works on existing physical network infrastructure without re-architect. Communication while maintaining isolation between tenants. Application workloads that are agnostic of the overlay network and transparently perform all the L2 to VXLAN transactions in the host. Now we'll see about VMware vCloud Networking and Security Edge. vCloud Networking and Security Edge serves as VXLAN gateway, translating traffic between the logical network and a physical VLAN or a IP-based network. In addition, it provides services to the logical network such as DHCP, NAT, routing, firewall, VPN, and load balancing. It is deployed in a virtual appliance for factor, supports full active standby HA functionality and can support up to 9 Gbps of traffic. The following key points are to be considered. It acts as an L3 gateway to translate between VXLAN and physical networks and is primarily used for the north-south traffic. It provides inter-VXLAN routing. Each VXLAN segment requires a separate vCloud networking and security edge interface to ensure isolation. It is available in three sizes. Firstly, compact, full, and X large. vCloud networking and security edge firewall services can be applied on a per VXLAN segment bias. Now we will see about VMware vCloud Networking and Security Manager. vCloud Networking and Security Manager is a centralized network and security management component of the vCloud Networking and Security Product Suite. It is installed from an open virtualization appliance file as a virtual machine by using VMware vSphere client. These are the main important points about vCloud Network and Security Manager. Using these vCloud Networking and Security Manager user interface, administrators can install, configure and maintain network and network services components. vCloud Network and Security Manager exposes APIs that can be used to integrate with existing cloud management systems or for scripts. These are also termed as northbound APIs. vCloud Director requires vCloud networking and security to offer simple workflows for consumption of virtual networks and services. Now we will see about VMware vCloud Director. The vCloud Director virtual data center container is a highly automatable abstraction of the pooled virtual infrastructure. Network virtualization is fully integrated in vCloud Director workflows. It enables rapid self-service provisioning within the context of the application workload. vCloud Director uses vCloud Networking and Security Manager in the backend to provision network virtualization elements. vCloud Director is not part of vCloud Networking and Security. It is a separate purchased component. It is not mandatory for deploying a network virtualization solution, but it is highly recommended to achieve the complete operation and flexibility.
Now we'll see the advantages of VMware. The first advantage is most mature, proven and comprehensive platform. This explains that it delivers higher reliability, more advanced capabilities and greater performance than the competing solutions. The second one is high application availability, which explains that VMware integrates robust availability and fault tolerance right into our platform to protect all your virtualized applications. The third one is wizard-based guides for ease of installation. It takes the complexity out of setup and configuration. Simple, streamlined management. VMware lets you administer your both virtual and physical environments from a single pane of glass console right on your web browser. The management becomes much faster and easier, boosting productivity without adding to your head count. Higher reliability and performance. This platform blends CPU and memory innovations with a compact purpose-built hypervisor that eliminates the frequent patching, maintenance of other platforms. This results in high reliability and performance. Superior security. This keeps the machine secured. The other one is greater savings. We can run more applications on much less hardware than with other plat performance. Therefore, it results in greater savings. The last one is affordability. Affordability explains that it is highest in capabilities. Small business packages consolidate more of our applications on fewer servers with great performance. I would like to conclude with Virtualized desktops will become more powerful and manageable, and data centers will become more flexible as every layer of the computing stack becomes virtualized. The power of virtualization provides substantially more business value than just server consolidation. And this is all about virtualization technology and VMware. Thank you.